In a small town surrounded by quiet hills and whispering winds, lived a young man named Arman. He wasn't rich, he wasn't popular, he wasn't even confident. In fact, Arman was the kind of person people often ignored. When he spoke, no one listened. When he made a suggestion, people dismissed it. When he offered help, no one trusted him. And every night, Arman asked himself the same painful question: why does no one respect me? It wasn't that he was bad. He was simply invisible. At work, his colleagues talked over him. In the neighborhood, people barely noticed him. Even in his own home, his voice carried no weight. Arman felt like a ghost living among the living. But everything changed one morning, because of a moment he never expected. Arman worked as a junior assistant in a small mechanical workshop. His job was simple: clean, organize, and help whenever he was told. He was polite, hardworking, and honest, yet no one respected him. His boss, Mr. Kareem, always said the same thing: respect isn't given, Arman, it's earned. But Arman wondered, how do I earn something no one wants to give me? One day, while the workers were fixing an engine, the workshop received a visitor, a businessman named Mr. Haroon, known for his strict nature and sharp judgment. He looked at the workers, scanning each one of them carefully, until his eyes stopped on Arman. Not because Arman looked special, but because Arman was standing straight, hands behind his back, focused and attentive, even though no one expected anything from him. Something about Arman's stillness caught the businessman's eye. He walked toward him and asked, "Young man, I need help with something. Can you assist me?" At that moment, the entire workshop froze. Everyone wondered, why him? Arman's heart raced, but he simply nodded and said respectfully, "Of course, sir. How can I help?" Mr. Haroon had brought a broken generator. It was expensive, heavy, and difficult to fix. One wrong step could damage the whole machine. Arman knew he lacked the experience to solve it fully, but he remembered something his father told him long ago. When you don't know something, don't pretend. Ask, learn, and do it sincerely. People respect honesty and effort. So Arman did exactly that. He didn't brag. He didn't act like a genius. He didn't pretend to know everything. He calmly asked, "Sir, I'm not an expert, but I will do my best. May I call someone more skilled to guide me, instead of looking weak?" Arman looked wise. The workers were shocked. His boss watched quietly, and Mr. Haroon raised an eyebrow, impressed. "Good," he said, "most people pretend. You speak the truth, that's rare." Arman didn't realize it yet, but at that moment something powerful had begun: respect. With guidance, Arman worked carefully on the generator. Not fast but thorough, not loud but focused. Every move he made showed sincerity. Every question he asked proved humility. Every step he took revealed responsibility. For the first time, the workshop workers saw Arman differently. And when the generator finally began to rumble and glow with steady power, the entire workshop burst into applause. Not because the machine worked, but because Arman had done something no one expected. He had led with honesty. He had worked with dedication. He had remained calm under pressure. Mr. Haroon placed a hand on his shoulder and said, "Young man, respect is not demanded. It is built, slowly, through actions like these. Remember this." Arman bowed his head slightly and replied, "Thank you, sir." That evening, Arman sat alone outside the workshop, watching the sunset paint the sky with gold. His heart felt different, lighter, and stronger. For the first time in his life, he realized a truth that would shape his destiny. Respect is not about being loud. Respect is not about power. Respect is not about showing off. Respect begins with the way you carry yourself when no one is watching. It begins with discipline. It grows with honesty. It strengthens with consistency. And in that moment, Arman made a decision. I will no longer chase respect. I will earn it. That day, the boy no one respected began his journey to becoming a man everyone admired. And this is where the real transformation begins. The next morning, Arman entered the workshop with a quiet confidence he had never felt before. His walk was steady, his posture straight, his eyes calm. He didn't try to impress anyone. He didn't act proud. He simply carried himself with dignity. But something surprising happened. For the first time ever, people noticed him. The older workers greeted him with a nod. The younger ones smiled respectfully. Even his boss said, "Morning, Arman, good to see you." He wasn't treated like royalty, but he was treated like someone who mattered. Because respect always begins with a shift in how you see yourself. Weeks passed, Arman worked harder than ever. He arrived early, he stayed late. He asked questions, he took notes. He learned from everyone: mechanics, helpers, electricians, even customers. People began to admire his discipline, even though he didn't talk much. But life always tests those who are growing. One afternoon, the workshop got a rush order. A huge construction generator had malfunctioned at the edge of the city. It needed urgent repair. Everyone looked at one mechanic named Bilal, the senior expert. But he refused. "It's too far," he grumbled. "Send someone else," the boss asked others. But no one wanted to go. Some said it was too hot. Some said it was too late. Some simply didn't care. Silence filled the workshop. Then Arman stepped forward. He said just one line: "I'll go, no drama." No speech, no show. Just a simple decision backed by courage. The workers stared at him. "Are you sure?" the boss asked. "It's dangerous and difficult." Arman nodded calmly. "I'll try my best, sir." And again, the entire workshop watched him with a new sense of respect. Arman packed tools, ropes, spare parts, and water. The sun was blazing. The road ahead was rough. But he didn't complain. As he walked, sweat dripped from his forehead. Dust clung to his clothes. His arms trembled from carrying heavy equipment. But he kept going. Because respect is not built in comfort. It is built in the moments when you choose responsibility over excuses. When Arman arrived at the site, he saw the generator, massive, smoking, and dangerously unstable. Construction workers were panicked. "Can you fix it? Is it possible? Is it safe?" Arman didn't boast. He simply said, "Let me check." He examined the generator carefully. It was worse than he imagined. One wrong move could cause a fire. His heart raced. His hands shook. But he remembered what he had learned. Respect grows when you stay calm in chaos. He collected his thoughts, visualized the repair, and began working. Bolt by bolt, wire by wire, adjustment by adjustment. Slow, focused, precise. 2 hours passed, then 3. The sky turned orange, but Arman refused to quit. Finally, with one last adjustment, the generator roared back to life. Workers cheered, some clapped. Some shouted his name. Arman didn't smile proudly. He simply breathed out, wiped his forehead, and said, "Just doing my job." But deep inside, he felt something powerful building within him. Confidence, self-worth, respect. When Arman returned to the workshop late at night, dusty and exhausted, the workers gathered around him. "You did it alone? In this heat? Without complaining? That's impressive." For the first time, they looked at him with genuine admiration. His boss walked up, placed a hand on his shoulder, and said, "Arman, today you proved something. Respect is not earned through words, but through responsibility. You're becoming someone people rely on. I'm proud of you." Arman lowered his head humbly. "Thank you, sir." But the story didn't end there. In the days that followed, something changed. Workers began asking Arman for advice. Customers trusted his explanations. His boss assigned him important tasks. People listened when he spoke, not because he was loud, but because he had earned their trust through action. He became the worker who never lied, the man who kept his promises, the one who showed up when others hesitated. Respect follows consistency, and Arman was consistent like the sunrise. Late one evening, Arman sat with his boss as they closed the workshop. "Sir?" Arman said quietly. "How do you know someone truly deserves respect?" His boss replied with a smile. "Respectable people prove it in 3 ways. 1, they take responsibility without excuses. They speak little but act much. They stay humble, no matter how capable they become." Arman listened carefully. "Respect is like a shadow," the boss continued. "You don't chase it, you walk with integrity, and it follows you." Those words became the foundation of Arman's transformation. Arman didn't become perfect. He didn't suddenly become rich or powerful. But his posture changed. His mindset changed, his discipline changed, his actions changed. He became the man who inspired others, without trying to impress anyone. And as his heart grew stronger, something else began to form. A purpose. A dream. A future he never believed he deserved. But this journey wasn't complete yet, because life was about to give Arman the greatest challenge of all, a test that would decide whether he merely earned respect or whether he would become a leader. Months passed and Arman's life slowly transformed. He didn't become famous, he didn't become rich, but something far greater happened. He became respected, truly, deeply, genuinely. People who never noticed him before now listened when he spoke. But every rise brings a test, and Arman's biggest test came on a day he least expected. One hot afternoon, while the workshop was full of customers, the lights suddenly went out. Fans stopped spinning, machines went silent. The entire building shook with a loud electrical spark. Workers ran outside in fear. The boss shouted, "Everyone stay back." Something's wrong with the main panel. Smoke drifted from the electrical room. No one dared go near it. Bilal, the senior mechanic, shouted, "I'm not touching that. It could explode." Everyone backed away. Workers panicked. Some were afraid of getting hurt. Others didn't know what to do. Then they all looked at Arman. Not because he was the most experienced, but because he had earned their trust. Arman took a deep breath. He wasn't fearless, he wasn't invincible, but he was responsible. He stepped toward the smoky electrical room and said calmly, "Open the windows, bring me a fire extinguisher, and move everyone outside, just in case." He didn't shout, he didn't panic. He gave clear instructions, and everyone followed instantly, because respect gives your words weight. Arman entered the electrical room alone. It was hot. The air smelled like burning wires. The main power panel was glowing red. One wrong move could cause a fire. He swallowed hard, steadied his hands, and whispered to himself, "Stay calm, one step at a time." He cut the emergency switch. He inspected the wiring. He found the damaged section. Carefully, he detached the burning wires and replaced them. Seconds felt like minutes, minutes felt like hours. Outside, workers stood silently. The boss paced nervously, customers prayed. Then suddenly, the lights flickered and came back on. Cheers erupted outside, some clapped. Some laughed in relief, some even shouted his name, Arman. Arman saved the workshop. He did it again. When Arman stepped out covered in dust and sweat, the boss walked up to him, speechless at first. Then with emotion in his voice he said, "Today you didn't just fix the power. You protected us, you led us. You acted like someone who deserves the highest respect." Other workers nodded in agreement. Someone whispered, "He's the real backbone of this workshop." Another said, "He's not just a worker, he's a leader." For Arman, this moment was overwhelming. He had never imagined people would look at him this way. That evening, Arman sat with the boss in the quiet workshop. "Sir," he asked gently, "I didn't do anything extraordinary. Why does everyone respect me so much now?" The boss smiled. "Because respect isn't about greatness, Arman. It's about character," he continued. People respect the one who stays calm in chaos, the one who takes action when others freeze, the one who speaks little but solves much, the one who leads without shouting, the one who shows humility, even when admired. Arman listened with full attention. "Respect isn't something you demand," the boss said. "It's something you earn, one decision at a time." Arman went home that night and looked at himself in the mirror. He didn't see the invisible boy he once was. He didn't see the weak, ignored, shy young man. He saw a man of discipline, a man of dignity, a man of responsibility, a man who inspired others without trying. A man respected not because of power, but because of character. And as he stood there, he realized, you don't need to be rich to earn respect. You don't need fame, you don't need a title. You just need to live with integrity, courage, and humility. That is enough to transform your life. If you want people to respect you, don't beg for it. Don't shout for it, don't fight for it. Instead, be responsible. Be consistent, be humble. Be calm, be truthful. Be reliable, be disciplined. And slowly, not instantly, people will begin to notice. They will trust you, they will admire you. They will listen to you, they will follow you. Because respect is not bought, respect is earned. One choice, one action, one day at a time.